welcome to Algebra 1. We are in lesson 4 today. Okay, we are talking more about algebraic addition and subtraction, so adding with your signed numbers. Now yesterday we looked at it a little bit with the number line, and remember I told you for your exercises you didn't need to use the number line. So once again we're going back to these, not using the number line, and we're adding just a teeny tiny bit to it. So there's two ways you can do it. You can do, when you're adding your signed numbers, because of the commutative property, you can add it in any order. So you can add going in order from right to left, or, left to right, or you can add it in order of your signs. You can do all of your negative signs and then all of your positive signs and then put them together. However you'd like to do it, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to show you both ways for through these examples. The first one, I'm just going to go in order. The second one, I'm going to add in order of their signs. So for this first one, I have negative 5 plus positive 4 plus negative 3 plus negative 2. Start with negative 5 and a positive 4. Remember the rule? When you have opposite signs, you subtract, take the sign of the number that has the larger absolute value. So 5 minus 4 is 1. Negative 5 has a larger absolute value, so it's negative 1. Now I'm going to add negative 1 to negative 3. They have the same sign, so I just add them together and keep the sign. So 1 plus 3 is 4, negative 4. So now I add negative 4 to positive 2. They have opposite signs, so I subtract 4 minus 2. The one with the larger absolute value is negative 4. So my answer would be negative 2. Now let's look at the second one. Negative 3 plus positive 2 plus negative 2 plus positive 4. I'm going to add in order of my signs. So I have a negative 3 and a negative 2. It doesn't matter, by the way, if you add your positives first or your negatives first, not important. I'm just going to do the negatives first because I'm starting with the first number I see, negative 3. So negative 3 plus negative 2, just add them, keep their sign, negative 5. Okay? Plus, positive 2 plus positive 4 is positive 6. You don't have to write the positive sign. Negative 5 plus positive 6, subtract. That equals 1. The one with the larger absolute value is the 6, so we keep it positive. So your answer is 1. Sometimes, well, a lot of times now, you're going to see this, 4 minus 3 plus 2, where it's not written in the way of algebraic addition. But you can put in your parentheses mentally to add. So you know that this means 4 plus a negative 3 plus 2. Not just 4 minus 3 plus 2. So 4 plus negative 3 plus 2. That gives you 1 plus 2 is 3. Down here I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put my parentheses in mentally. So that means that I'm going to just look at this all as addition, and then whatever sign is in front, that's the sign of the number. So I really have negative 4 plus negative 3 plus 2 plus negative 4 plus negative 3 plus negative 2. I'm going to go ahead and add all of my numbers that have the same sign first. So negative 4 plus negative 3, that's negative 7. Plus negative 4 is negative 11. Plus negative 3 is negative 14. Plus negative 2 is negative 16. So I have negative 16. And then my only positive number that's left is that 2. Negative 16 plus 2 equals negative 14. And that's your final answer. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing down here with negative 2 plus 11 plus negative 4 plus 3 plus negative 2. So I'm going to add my negatives first. Negative 2 plus negative 4, that's, excuse me, negative 6, plus negative 2 again is negative 8. So all of my negatives equal negative 8. Positives, I have positive 11 plus 3, that's 14. Subtract, I get 6. Larger absolute value is my positive number, so my answer is positive 6. Okay, one more of these types of problems. Up here I have negative 4 plus the absolute value of negative 2 plus 3 minus 7 minus 2. So I'm going to, first things first, find my absolute value. So I know that this is just plus 2. Now I'm going to add my numbers that have the same sign. Actually, no, for this one, I'm just going to go from left to right. Negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2. Negative 2 plus 3 is positive 1. Positive 1 plus a negative 7 is negative 6. Negative 6 plus a negative 2 is negative 8. And there's your final answer. So all in all, this is algebraic addition. We can also express this as algebraic subtraction using that term. So if I see 7 minus 4, that means I'm going to use algebraic addition or algebraic subtraction. It really means the same thing. If I look at it as algebraic subtraction, that means that I'm going to see this minus sign as a negative 4 and not minus 4, and that I am adding these together. So algebraic subtraction is that when you see two numbers being subtracted, that you are realizing that you're adding the negative number. You're adding the negative of that number that's being subtracted. Okay, pause your video now and do your practice. Okay, you should have your practice from page 43 done and in front of you. Letter A is negative 6. Letter B is negative 17. Letter C is also negative 17. And letter D is negative 14. Okay, if you're all done, you can turn off your video and go to the next lesson. Or, sorry, do your homework. Okay, if you need help, look at letter A. Just go across. Negative 5 plus negative 2 is a negative 7. Plus 7 puts you at 0, because they cancel each other out. 0 plus negative 6 is negative 6. Letter B. Negative 4 minus the absolute value to negative 2, which you know is 2. So negative 4 minus 2, or negative 4 plus negative 2, is negative 6. Plus a negative 6 is negative 12. Plus a negative 5 is negative 17. Letter C, you have the opposite of the absolute value of negative 8. The absolute value of negative 8 is 8, and the opposite of that is negative 8. So you have negative 8 plus a negative 3 is negative 11, plus a positive 5, so that is negative 6, plus a negative 11 is negative 17. Letter D, negative 8 plus the absolute value of negative 6, which is 6, that's negative 2, minus the absolute value of 5, which is 5, so that's negative 7, minus 7, negative 14. And there you go. Bye.